Dia nggak ngerti ini. Dia ngerti nggak? Dia nggak ngerti kan? Bagus. Kita kibulin aja dia.
There's a lot of speculation and there's even suggestion from the likes of Citi saying Citibank.
Economist from Citibank?
Yes.
He's not a real economist, he's only a master. You should ask a PhD to answer that question.
Suggesting that perhaps you will move your cap beyond 3%. Is there a chance of that happening?
I'm the minister, not him.
Halo Sobat Cuan dan warga 62 yang budiman, balik lagi di sini. Hari ini kita bakal bahas kejadian di Indonesian Economic Summit 2026 yang lagi rame banget. Tapi sebelum kita masuk ke momen savage-nya Pak Menkeu Purbaya, pencet dulu tombol subscribe-nya yang ada di bawah. Jangan cuma nonton doang, nyalain loncengnya biar rezeki kalian ikut rebound nih kayak IHSG hari ini. Hehe. Oke, lanjut.
I'm still the Minister of Finance. It will automatically rebound very strongly, like today. I'm a good minister, a proper economist, with enough knowledge to master the current global unsteady or unstable global economy.
Guys, kita semua tahu lah ya gaya Pak Purbaya Yudi Sedewa. Beliau ini emang dikenal santai, tapi di forum internasional kemarin, beliau bukan cuma santai, tapi udah masuk mode Lord Purbaya. Bayangin, jurnalis Bloomberg nanya serius soal pasar yang volatile alias naik turun, dijawabnya enteng banget kayak lagi ngomongin cuaca. Kata beliau, pasar bakal rebound otomatis, kayak hari ini. Kenapa? Ya karena saya menterinya. Hehe. Waduh, ini sih bukan pede lagi. Ini udah level pawang saham. Kalau Mbak Rara bisa geser hujan, Pak Purbaya cukup duduk manis, IHSG langsung ijo royo-royo. Beliau dengan muka datar bilang, I am a good minister, a smart minister. Bule Bloomberg-nya Haslinda Amin sampai kayak bingung mau respon apa. Di saat pejabat lain sibuk jelasin rumus ekonomi jelimet, Pak Pur cuma modal vibes positif. Tenang, ada saya, aman.
Suggesting that perhaps you will move your cap beyond 3%. Is there a chance of that happening?
I'm the minister, not him. I understand fiscal policy very well. I learned from the best from everybody in the world about fiscal policy.
Prosperity of our society.
Dan yang paling kocak, pas ditanya terus-terusan soal isu sensitif, Pak Pur malah curhat colongan ke penonton pakai bahasa Indonesia. Dia nyerang gua terus nih. Lu yang nyuri ya? Udah sakit-sakit disuruh begini. Asli, ini menteri atau stand up komedian. Di forum resmi, pakai jas rapi, ngomongnya kayak lagi nongkrong di warkop. Tapi justru itu kan yang bikin investor asing mikir, gila, nih orang pede banget, berarti Indonesia emang lagi kuat. Strategi psikologis tingkat tinggi atau emang lagi mood ngelawak aja? Cuma Pak Pur dan Tuhan yang tahu.
In the fiscal policy, I'm smart enough to understand that.
Let's talk about...
Boleh nggak ngomong gini? Boleh?
Let's talk about the...
Dia nyerang gue terus nih. Lu yang nyuruh ya? Wah, gue udah sakit-sakit disuruh begini. Nih, Pak, Bapak-bapak, saya sakit nih. Tapi Arsat maksa saya kesini, terpaksa saya datang. Abis itu dikebukin kayak gini. Awas lo. Just kidding, of course.
It's okay. I want to talk
Dia nggak
about...
ngerti ini. Dia ngerti nggak? Dia nggak ngerti kan? Bagus. Kita kibulin aja dia. Sorry.
It's okay.
I think the most recent development is...
Nah, tapi di balik aksi flexing saya Menteri Pinter tadi, sebenarnya ada dagingnya juga loh obrolan mereka. Nih, rangkumannya buat kalian. 1. Ekonomi gaspol ke 8%. Pak Pur bilang ekonomi kita sempat masuk angin tahun lalu, tapi sekarang lagi lari kenceng. Targetnya nggak main-main, mau ngejar pertumbuhan 8% di 2029. Ambisius atau halu ya? Kita lihat nanti. 2. Bersih-bersih bursa. Soal ancaman downgrade dari MSCI, Indeks Saham Dunia, Pak Pur malah bilang bagus. Itu jadi alasan dia buat gebuk para manipulator saham yang suka goreng-menggoreng. Tegas, dos. 3. Rupiah lagi diskon. Menurut beliau, rupiah sekarang itu undervalue alias kemurahan. Harusnya harganya lebih mahal dari ini. Kode keras nih buat borong asap Indonesia. 4. Bukan nasionalisasi. Soal kasus tambang yang rame, dia lurusin kalau itu murni penegakan hukum karena ada aturan yang dilanggar, bukan karena negara mau main sita-sitaan ala preman. Gimana menurut kalian? Apakah gaya menyala abangku ala Pak Purbaya ini bikin kalian makin yakin sama ekonomi Indonesia? Atau malah bikin deg-degan? Coba tulis komentar kalian di bawah. Pak Pur keren atau Pak Pur kebanyakan gaya? Bebas. Jangan lupa like video ini kalau kalian ketawa, share ke teman-teman kalian biar pada tahu gaya menteri kita yang keren dan optimis, dan pastinya subscribe channel ini sekarang juga. Sampai jumpa di video berikutnya, tetap semangat cari cuan!
Satisfy all of the MSCIs, all of things that MSCIs wanted, including basic transparency. For me, as a Minister of Finance, I'm not involving too much with what's happening in the boards, but I focus to ensure that the economy moving in the right direction. We make sure that our government spend enough money in the first quarter, second quarter in a timely manner, and we ensure also that there's enough liquidity in the market, and we are making sure that we are improving our business climate. We have this special task force of the bottlenecking, where every businessman can report to us, and on a weekly basis we have a meeting, a proceeding to ensure that the bottleneck that they are facing is removed properly. I think 1 year from now, we will have a different and much better business climate condition. That's enough to create a better and faster economic growth. Eventually, it will be represented on the increase on prices of shares in our capital market.
We recently saw the seizure of the Matabe gold mine, and some say that perhaps a reflection of the lack of due process in Indonesia.
Due process?
Due process.
Due process. Something like that has been occurring in our country over the last maybe 20 years or 30 years. We are removing that bad practice in the mining industry. One of the samples is that the abolishment of the permit of the company. This is one step to make sure that we are conducting a good investment climate, a good practice in mining activities in the country. It's not like we are against mining, but we are against illegal mining.
There's a lot of speculation, and there's even suggestion from the likes of Citi, saying Citibank.
Economist from Citibank?
Yes.
He's not a real economist, he's only a master. You should ask a PhD to answer that question.
Suggesting that perhaps you will move your cap beyond 3%. Is there a chance of that happening?
I'm the minister, not him. I understand fiscal policy very, very, very well. I learned from the best from everybody in the world about fiscal policy. The reason why last year we pushed the deficit towards the boundary of 3%, because the economy has been slowing since the beginning of the year, maybe since 2024. Deliberately slowed down by our policymaker at that time, and the economy is moving downward. If you learn the economy properly, in a downturn, the government should create a counter-cyclical policy to ensure that the downturn is not becoming a recession. We did that. We expanded our fiscal. We give stimulus to the economy to make sure that the economy is returning like that, and it happened. In September, we managed to turn around the economic direction. September, October, November, until now. So we pushed the deficit toward the boundary, but at the same time, we managed to limit the deficit not surpass the 3% level. This is fun. We're successful in creating a turnaround, but at the same time, we managed the 3% level. That's a work of an expert. I don't want to, in the future, I don't want to surpass the 3% level because people like you, media, will crucify me and tell everybody that I don't know my job.